Oop wonders if they are the off for not inviting one child to her daughter's party.
I am not the oop. Original post is by you, opposite leg 2854 in our AITA. AITA for not inviting one child from my daughter's class to a party? October 12, 2022. Verdict. NTA. Trigger warnings. Bullying. Less than. Mood spoilers. Happy. Less than. My. 28 female. And husband. 29 male. Have a daughter Peyton. 7 female.
Peyton goes to a small school with 20 kids in her grade. Her birthday party is next month and we send out invitations to her friends at school. We invited the whole class except one student. The student we did not invite has bullied Peyton several times. We've had meetings with the school and parents. Obviously Peyton doesn't want this kid at her party. The other girl's mother called me to talk about it, saying how now her daughter is crying she was the only kid not invited and everyone at school is talking about the party. Peyton's parties are known by her classmates to be very over the top. I explained her daughter isn't nice to my daughter and that's the reason she wasn't invited. The mother knows this. The mother said I'm teaching my child to be a bully and use her wealth to make friends. I disagreed.
The mother then asked if she had her daughter apology and write Peyton a letter we could reconsider. I told her we would not, and it has become a big deal every time I see the mom. AIDA? Edit for questions. Invitations were not handed out in the classroom. I handed them to parents directly. I've seen a few people ask exactly what kind of bullying has occurred. So I'll give a couple examples from last year and this year. One time Peyton came home crying because the little girl was so mean to her, telling her she wasn't pretty, too chubby, etc. Peyton has come home crying several times because the girl has told her there's no way she's a cheerleader. Peyton does cheering on weekends, because she wasn't pretty. She has told Peyton she couldn't play with the rest of the girls in the class when they were all playing jump rope at recess. The other girls told her to let Peyton play, so when it was Peyton's turn the girl purposely got her out by not swinging the rope nicely. The teacher saw that happen. She's called Peyton a crybaby. And this is only a couple of the incidents that happened. Update. Peyton's party was today. She had so much fun.
The student that was not invited did show up but did not make it past the community gate. In our neighborhood you have to have someone at the gate in order for people to enter. We had face painting, balloon animals, a bounce house, an obstacle course, a magic show, and character appearances. We even had a life-size Barbie box for pictures and pink everything. There was activities for the kids to do and everything was a hit. Also thank you to the commenter who suggested swag bags. We did have them and the kids loved it. Reminder, I am not the original poster.
I'm going to say that an apology given to get a cookie is rarely a real apology. I can see the issue where it appears one child is excluded, but honestly the birthday girl does not appear to have any positive reactions to this child. Also, the parents were likely a huge part of the issue with talking among themselves if I had to guess. When I was a kid, there was this girl who called herself my best friend and I was too nice because she wasn't. She was constantly lying about me to other girls to try and get them to fight me. Didn't work because I was nice. She also stole my makeup on makeup day. My mom picked me up and I was crying, so she opened my friend's bag and found my makeup. I still didn't know how to tell the girl to leave me alone and we stayed friends. I had other friends, but they didn't like her and she followed me around all the time. Well, my birthday came up and my mom was big into birthdays. She asked what I wanted. I wanted a party at Discovery Zone, an amazing 90s phenomenon that was a giant indoor play palace. It was not cheap and my mother covered all the kids' costs. This friend was not allowed to go. My mother flat out said she wouldn't allow it and I had to tell her. And it was hard. It was the right thing. This girl stole from me, and because we didn't invite her, nobody had to guard the presents and everyone had a blast. I got to hang out with my real friends. and actually have a drama-free good time with them. My first year as a camp counselor at a sleepaway camp, we had this one very difficult and abrasive camper, Nellie. Nellie always hung out with a very nice, quiet girl, Susan. My second year, Nellie's mother requested they be in the same cabin again because Susan was the only friend Nellie had. Susan's mother strongly requested they not be in the same cabin because being Nellie's constant companion was so unpleasant for Susan. We put them in separate cabins and told Nellie's mom it was the only way to make the cabins work. They weren't my direct campers, but I think Susan got to hang out with more kids that year, instead of always being with Nellie alone. I'm glad Oop protected her daughter by sticking to natural consequences for the bully. Bullies shouldn't win. If only the mother had corrected the behavior and made her apologize right after the incidents. An insincere letter to get an invitation is too late. Bullies usually have enabling parents. When my son had his bar mitzvah, we invited all but his bully. At a very small school, we were pressured by the teacher and the school admin to invite him. But this child had tormented my son, going so far as to ruin other children's events by vandalizing things and signing my son's misspelled name to the graffiti. We stood our ground, and even the bully understood. So the bully's mom tried to crash the party? LMAO. My mother did this when I was younger. I'd had a horrible issue that had put me in the hospital as an 8-year-old and left me affected long after. I'd taken a lot of time off school to recover, and when I went back, was nervous around people. Well, this nightmare child saw that and thought bullying me would be fun. My mother was pretty protective, especially after I'd been so ill, and nightmare child did not win at all. Imagine being so awful you don't care your child is torturing another child until you're terrible. Spawn isn't invited to, wait for it, their victim's party, then try to gate crash. Jesus. I want to know if the bullying got worse after the party thinking face. The mother then asked if she had her daughter apology and write Peyton a letter we could reconsider. A letter doesn't erase bullying. You don't get a reward after apologizing. This is a lesson to be learned hard for bullies. Fuck around and find out, is that lesson. The real hero here is the Redditor who suggested swag bags. If it had just been the face painting, balloon animals, bounce house, obstacle course, magic show, character appearances, and life-size Barbie box for pictures, what a damp squib this party would have been. Good on Oop for standing up for her daughter. Same thing happened to me around my 8th or 9th birthday. I was bullied relentlessly by a girl that lived around the corner from me. Near daily walking from the bus stop in tears. Her mom called, saying she was sad she wasn't invited to my birthday. My mom replied, well, she should have been nicer to my daughter then. Even without the bullying, if someone don't want you at their house, you don't get to go. It's literally their house, their rules. A better parent would have used this moment as a learning experience. Mom, I wasn't invited to someone's birthday party. That's what happens when you don't treat people right. Did the same thing for my daughter. Not the whole class, but didn't invite a girl who thought she was a friend. Girl was bossy and controlling. Even at other people's parties. Wanted things done her way. Would pout and throw tantrums when she didn't get her way. Daughter didn't want her. The mom called me and asked why. So I said your daughter is bossy and my daughter didn't want to invite her. The mom couldn't believe I would say that to her. Literally said, how dare you. Best party ever. No drama. There's a girl in my daughter's class who RSVP'd to my daughter's party. She no-showed. But the next day at school, the kids who attended were showing off the awesome toys they got in the swag bag. This girl asked for one. And since we had extras, and because my daughter, Jay, is the sweetest human alive, Jay said yes, and brought her one the next day. This was during the last school year. We've since found out that this other girl has been bullying Jay this year. And was last year as well. Jay said she had invited her to her party because she didn't want her to feel left out. We then had a long discussion about how I never want her to lose her kindness and empathy. But that she also doesn't have to go out of her way to accommodate people that suck. Does anyone else think it's eye-rolling that this mom says her 7-year-old daughter is known for over-the-top parties? Also, she calls the bully family new money in one comment. The families are wealthy at that school. The school itself costs a lot of money. The bully's family is what we'd call new money in this area, but most of the families at the school have generational wealth. Like, great. Don't invite your daughter's bully, but I'm not sure I'd want to hang out with this lady either. Is it bad for me to felt sorry for the kid that not invited for having a mother like that? I seriously worried for her future and hope the kid take this experience as an learning experience. And not to follow her mother's attitude growing up.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.